Hello everyone. Today I'm going to be taking a look at Privacy Lens and giving you a brief overview of it. Put simply, Privacy Lens is a powerful tool for the visualizing and analyzing of personal data that is stored and used by an organization. Using Privacy Lens, it's possible to model the types of personal data that are being held, where that data is being stored, the business processes that use them, the people that have access, the consent or justification that exists for those uses, and the places where all of the above is occurring. Privacy Lens is a browser-based application, which means there's no software for you to install. It runs in all the modern browsers, including Google Chrome, Microsoft Edge, Apple Safari, and we also support Internet Explorer version 11.2. The model is stored encrypted in our TrustHub dedicated servers, which are stored on highly secure data centers. Privacy Lens itself has three main layers. There's a dashboard layer, which is designed to give you overview and perspective on the overall model. A visualization layer, which allows you to go in and explore and analyze your model. And then a reporting layer, which allows users to get detailed, specific accounts of aspects of the model. In Privacy Lens, it concentrates on personal data and what we term the 4 Ps. By this we mean processes, the business processes that are making use, either reading, writing personal data. Platforms, which can be both data servers, cloud-based services, databases, as well as good old-fashioned physical items like filing cabinets. People, in terms of teams, individuals, roles, as well as data subjects themselves, can all be modeled in Privacy Lens. And then finally, places. We can model where all of the above is taking place in order to gauge jurisdictional reach and what regulations may be coming into scope. So that's a lot of slides. Let's leap into the tool and give you an actual demonstration of it. So I'm going to switch across into my web browser. I'm going straight into the visualization layer right now. This is a demonstration organization, made up company called CPC, and I've got a set of business processes visualized here with the personal data that they use. So I can see there are 3 processes: a monthly payroll business process, one for collecting billing payments from customers, and over here I've got a marketing campaign. I can explore this, I can move around, modify the layout as much as I like. I can go in, I can explore the items, I can see exactly what personal information, for example, is being stored about employees as part of this. And this is a fully dynamic visualization. I can see that monthly payroll is both reading and also generating information that is going into salary records. I can extend this. I can maybe add in interest that I have as to how this data is being stored. So now I've gone in and I've added in the data storage. And I can see that in the payroll that there's a filing cabinet involved, as well as a couple of databases. One database server up here for the main, and just out of scope down here there is a standby database running on a second server. I might also be interested in looking to see what personal data is being shared with external organizations. So I can add that into my model. and I can see that this company, Payroll Payments Inc., an external organization, has access to both salary records and company personnel records in order to fulfill the payroll obligations. I can go in and I can see exactly what data is being exported from the organization to this third-party organization. Okay, let's zoom out and show everything. So this is the full set of business processes that I have. Obviously, as soon as you start modeling any kind of reasonable size organization, it becomes very difficult to be able to make out particular detail. And that's why we've made it very easy to move around the model, to have these selective views, as well as be able to focus in on specific attributes of it. For example, I might be interested to see where I've got issues already raised. And I can see the fact that I've got a set of issues here connected with my billing process. So let's go and focus in on there. So let's hide everything else for now and bring that front and center. And I can see that I've got a few medium priority issues assigned against these entities, a couple of locations, and the actual process itself. But there's this severe issue that's causing me attention to this database server. So I can go in, I can look at open issues and see that there's an out-of-date operating system installed on the database server, which isn't good. If I look in more detail, I can see they're still running Windows Server 2003. So that's definitely something that needs to be resolved as soon as possible. So anyway, I can move around, I can use the analysis engine to draw my attention to particular areas using this color coding approach. Right, so that's a very quick tour of visualization. Sitting above it is the dashboard layer, which, as I mentioned, gives the benefit for overview. I got this set up really from the perspective of a data protection officer. You can customize this in order to satisfy other roles. As DPO, I'd be interested in the number of issues I've got open in the system, as well as the organizational and data subject jurisdictions that come into play. I've also got a widget here showing me where I've got consent that's expiring, so that I can see how much of the consent that I've gained for particular data subjects is still available. And I can see I've got quite a number that expired, which isn't very good. And I can click on this link and this will take me down into the third layer of the tool, reporting, so that I can get more information and I can see exactly what's going on here. I can see that I have quite a lot of items that are either about to expire, or where still I've got personal data items with no consent whatsoever. So I'm going to generate a report for this because clearly I need to take action on this. So I'm going to generate a report for this. And there it is. I'm going to download it to my system. Comes down as a CSV file. I'm going to open that up in Excel. And this is going to give me a full list of the data subjects for which consent has either has expired. I can see all the list. I can see the IDs of the data subjects and the actual date that expired. So that will allow me to take further action. Going back into the tool, one thing that we can do is you can build the model inside the tool itself, but you can also use the automated and semi-automated approaches to increase it, to expand on it. I'm going to go in and load in an additional business process using the file-based functionality. So I've got a SAR process here that has been created, and I'm going to load that into my model so that I can see how I'm doing from being able to respond to SARs. So if I go back in the visualization layer, I now see everything quite nicely interconnected, as you would expect for a SAR business process. But sometimes it's hard to see detail at this level. So if we go down and just share personal data and set up for the business processes, you can see the fact that I've got the SAR business process sitting in the middle. It's connected to many of the personal data stores that I would expect, but I can see that this marketing address database is not connected in. So that is something for which I would want to raise an issue. And so this is something that I would raise as a high priority issue. And save that as an issue so that now I can have that reported on. And if I go down into my reports for issues, I can see that issues being created, and I can go and derive that issue and get that resolved as quickly as possible. Anyway, that's a very quick demonstration of just a few of the capabilities that Privacy Lens has. If you're interested in learning more, we'd be delighted to speak with you. Just drop an email to the address you see on the screen right now. Thank you again for your time.